You're listening to Excellence Above Talent, a podcast where we have the hard conversations about the lives of men and what leads us to achieve greatness and suffer defeat. Hear from other men's journeys as well, as we all learn and grow together to become inspirations to ourselves and those around us. And now your host, Aaron Thomas.
What's up, my beautiful people? Aaron Thomas with Excellence Above Talent. Episode 11, we are talking about partnership and parenting, leading without control. And there's a lot of people who would make the assumption that I don't have kids, so I can't speak on this topic. But being a teacher, a coach, mentoring kids who have fathers and who don't have fathers, I have an opinion on the parenting aspect, and it's still in the realm of leading without control. So, a lot of men think leadership means control, but in a healthy relationship, and especially in parenting, leadership looks like stability, humility, and consistency. Today we're talking about partnership and parenting skills most men were never shown, but they desperately need. So a lot of men, including myself, wasn't raised to see a healthy partnership. We saw dominance, silence, control, emotional distance, or complete chaos. So when I became a husband, or if you have became a father, you repeat what you saw, even if you swore you wouldn't do it. Because let's be honest, if you don't know anything else but what you know, how are you going to learn or figure something out differently if you've never seen it before? So regardless of what you want, or what you swear you would never do, you don't default what you believe. You default what you practice and what you've seen. But if you've never practiced or seen a healthy partnership, 9 times out of 10, you will default into trying to control your partner because that feels safe, that feels normal. And the issue is a lot of men make the assumption that because I'm the head of the household, everything goes through me. But partnership is not a power structure. It's not a competition. It's not a scorecard. It is not a dictatorship. It's a collaboration. Healthy partnership sounds like, how do we handle this together? What do you need from me? Let's make a decision as a team. An unhealthy partnership sounds like, because I said so, I make the rules. This is my house. And if you have to tell someone that this is your house, it most likely isn't your house. Leadership in a relationship is about influence, not intimidation. And if a man is having a hard time regulating his emotions with his partner, he will also have a hard time regulating emotions with his kids. Because one thing I can tell you is kids are loud, they're emotional, they are inconsistent, and they are unpredictable. And if you as a man need control to feel safe, being a parent will expose you. Hell, being a teacher will expose you. Controlling parents sounds like yelling, threatening, intimidation, emotional punishment, unpredictable reaction. And healthy parenting sounds like calm correction, consistent consequences, emotional coaching, safety, accountability without fear. Children don't need a perfect father. They need a predictable one. They need a consistent one. They need a present one. And they need those things because your kid is learning from you. Your kid watches everything you do. As a man, with a child, your children learn how to treat women, how to handle conflict, how emotions are expressed, what respect looks like, what love feels like. If your presence causes fear in your home, that becomes their blueprint. But if your presence creates safety, that becomes their foundation. Because no matter how you slice it, you are shaping how your kid will love one day. And that's heavy. That's a burden that you have to carry as a man. But that's the perks of being a man. To be able to help create and push someone forward to do better and be better, you yourself have to then look in the mirror and create yourself and make yourself want to do better and be better, because it's a trickle-down effect. And what you do, your kids will do. So I want to talk about the difference between authority and fear. Authority is not a bad thing. Fear is a bad thing because you're trying to control someone by telling them if they don't do this, this will happen, by screaming, by yelling, by emotionally withdrawing. That's what fear does. So authority says, I'm responsible for guiding you. And fear says, you better not upset me. Authority is calm. Fear is reactive. Authority builds trust. Fear builds distance. So ask yourself this question as a man. If your child only behaves because they're afraid of your reaction, you didn't build respect. You've built anxiety. They're watching you, making sure that your energy is good before they approach, before they come into a room. When you come into the room, they immediately tense up from fear of how does he feel today? And that's not something you want to have as a partner or as a parent. And I'll tell you this, as a man, building a healthy partnership and being a healthy parent requires emotional labor. Because a lot of men want peace in their home without doing the emotional work required to create it. And that emotional work consists of listening, compromising. It's not always your way. Sometimes there's a better way when all is involved. Shared responsibility. Just because you work doesn't mean when you come home, you do nothing. Because your wife still needs you, your kids still need you to show up. And it's always been crazy to me that a man will go to work for a company that will replace him when he dies and give it his all, but then comes home to a place where people love him and want him to be there and would be devastated if he died, and give the bare minimum to the people in his life that matter the most to him or should matter the most to him. Your boss don't really care about you like that, because if you're not bringing in money for him, he's going to go find someone else. Your coworkers are cool, but if you run into a hard spot, they're not opening up their wallet like that and just trying to help you out like that. And to not show up for your family because you say you're tired is a cop-out, because there are times when you go to work and you're tired, but you show up and you do it anyway. So when you come home to your wife and your kids and you're tired, you show up and you do it anyway. Help wash them dishes, help cook, help them with their homework, go outside and play catch with them. Make them feel like they are a part of your life and not they're there in your life to make it easier. That emotional labor requires you to be emotionally aware of how you feel and what you feel. And it also requires you to work on your communication. You cannot demand connection while avoiding your own growth. You can't try to figure out why your wife and kids are acting a certain way when you yourself have not grown the 5 years you've been with them. As a man, you have to break generational patterns. You got to stop saying this is how my dad did it or my granddad did it or this is how I've seen society do it. Because the real question is, did it work? Did you like how your dad made you feel? Do you see the men in society and you see some that are broken and hurt and users and abusers? Is that what you want? Ask yourself, did it create safety? Did it build emotional health? Did it produce strong relationships? Because it sucks. I don't have the strongest relationship with my dad. We live in the same town, but we don't talk very much. Because some of the things that I heard him say, like this is how my dad did it, I turned out okay, it didn't produce a strong relationship. And I love my dad, and if he needs me, I'm there for him. But our relationship is on a need-to-know basis. If he needs me, I'll help him. But that's just kind of where we're at right now. Because as a man now, realizing just because your dad did it one way doesn't mean you have to do it the same way. And if you really wanted to protect family, you would have found a way to fix the issues, go to counseling, to deal with the wounds that you're feeling. And my motivation now is I want to honor my father by not repeating his dysfunction. I want to honor my father by not going down the same path that he went down. And I honor my father, and you honor your father by evolving past what didn't work. If you can't lead your home without control, you're not leading, you're managing fear. And fear never builds legacy. If you want to know if you are a man who is leading his home the right way, in a healthy way, ask yourself this. Can conversations happen at your home? Are emotions safe at your home? Is discipline calm at your home? Is love visible at your home? And is accountability consistent at your home? Because if it is, that is true strength. Partnership isn't about power. Parenting isn't about dominance. Leadership at home is about creating an environment where people feel safe, seen, and steady. If you want to change your family's future, start with your reactions today. The reflection questions for this week are, do you lead with influence or intimidation? How predictable are your emotional reactions at home? And what behavior of yours do you not want your children to repeat? So this week I want you to practice one calm correction instead of a reactive response. And if this episode resonated with you in any way, share it with a father who you want to help grow. If anyone hasn't told you today that they love you, let me be the first to say I love you. You're awesome. You're amazing. You deserve the best that this world has to offer. Do not give up. Do not quit. The world does not get easier, but you will get stronger. Have a blessed day and a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And for daily motivational and up-to-date content, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Excellence Above Talent. And remember, keep moving forward, never give up, and you are never alone in this battle. We'll see you next time.